Welcome to the biology lesson on tissues, another level of organization. In this lesson, you will learn about meaning of a tissue, the plant tissues, the animal tissues, and the levels of organization cell to organism. First, let's uncover the origin of tissues. Tissues are groups of similar cells that work together to perform specific functions. They are derived from the same embryonic layer, which means they share a common origin and structure. Now, let's explore the structure of tissues. Just like a well-organized team, tissues have specialized cells with specific shapes and arrangements. These cells are held together by a matrix, which can be solid, liquid, or jelly-like, depending on the type of tissue. Tissues perform incredible functions in our bodies. Epithelial tissues line our organs and protect us from harm. Connective tissues hold everything together, like a supportive superhero. Muscular tissues help us move, while nervous tissues allow us to think, feel, and react. Now, let's understand the first type of plant tissue, meristematic tissue. Meristematic tissue is responsible for the growth of plants. We have three types: apical meristem, intercalary meristem, and lateral meristem. The apical meristem is found at the tips of roots and shoots, allowing the plant to grow taller and develop new leaves and flowers. Intercalary meristem helps in the growth of internodes, and lateral meristem contributes to the growth of plant girth or width. Now, let's move on to permanent tissues. Permanent tissues are permanent. They come in two types: simple tissues and complex tissues. Let's start with simple tissues. Simple tissues consist of parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. Parenchyma cells are the versatile cells found in various plant parts, like the soft tissue of fruits. They can also be specialized as chlorenchyma, which contains chloroplasts for photosynthesis, or erenchyma, which helps plants float in water. Next up, we have collenchyma cells, which provide flexible support to growing parts of the plant, like young stems. And finally, sclerenchyma cells. They are tough and rigid, providing strength and support to mature plant parts like the stem. Think of them as the skeleton of the plant. Let's move on to complex tissues, starting with xylem. Xylem tissue transports water and minerals from roots to other parts of the plant. It consists of four main components: tracheids, vessels, xylem fibers, and xylem parenchyma. Tracheids are long, thin cells responsible for water transport, while vessels are wider cells that allow for efficient water flow. Xylem fibers provide strength to the plant, and xylem parenchyma stores nutrients. Now let's talk about phloem, the tissue responsible for transporting food and organic materials in plants. Phloem consists of four important components: sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem fibers, and phloem parenchyma. Sieve tubes are like highways for food transportation, while companion cells provide metabolic support to the sieve tubes. Phloem fibers add strength, and phloem parenchyma stores food reserves. Let's start by understanding the growth of a plant. The tunica corpus theory helps us explain how a plant grows at its shoot apex and root tip. It suggests that the shoot apex has three layers: the outermost layer, called the tunica, and the inner layers, known as the corpus. Each layer in the shoot apex contributes to the growth of the plant. Next, let's talk about animal tissues. Our bodies are made up of different types of tissues, each with its own unique structure and function. Tissues are groups of similar cells working together to perform specific tasks. First up, we have epithelial tissue. This tissue covers the surfaces of our body, both inside and outside. It's like the protective armor of our body, guarding against harmful invaders and providing a barrier. Epithelial tissue comes in various types. We have squamous epithelium, which is thin and flat like scales, found in the lining of blood vessels and air sacs of the lungs. Then we have ciliate epithelium, which is found in our respiratory tract. It has tiny hair-like structures called cilia that help to sweep away dust particles and keep our airways clean. Next, we have columnar epithelium. These cells are tall and rectangular, found in our intestines and stomach lining. They absorb nutrients from our food and release enzymes for digestion. Moving on to connective tissue, it's the glue that holds our body together. It provides support, protection, and nourishment to our organs. There are three main types of connective tissue: proper, supporting, and fluid. Proper connective tissue includes areolar tissue, which is like a soft cushion supporting organs and connecting them together. Then we have adipose tissue, which stores fat and provides insulation. Moving on to supporting connective tissue, we have cartilage, like the flexible cushioning in our joints, and bones, which provide structure and support to our body. Lastly, we have fluid connective tissue, such as blood and lymph. They transport nutrients, oxygen, and waste products throughout our body, like a superhighway network. Now, let's explore muscle and nervous tissues. Muscle tissue is what makes our bodies move. So, let's look at the different muscle fibers. First up, we have striated, voluntary, or skeletal muscle. These are the muscles we can control consciously, like the ones in our arms and legs. Then we have unstriated, involuntary muscle. These muscles work automatically, without us even thinking about it. They're found in our internal organs, like the smooth muscles in our stomach and intestines that help with digestion. Last but not least, we have cardiac muscle. It's a special type of muscle found only in our heart. It works tirelessly, pumping blood to keep us alive. Now, let's compare these muscle fibers. Striated muscles are under our conscious control, unstriated muscles work automatically, and cardiac muscles are exclusive to our heart. Each has its own important role to play in keeping our bodies in motion. Moving on to the powerhouses of communication in our bodies, let's dive into nervous tissues. They are like the super-fast messengers sending signals to different parts of our body. Within nervous tissues, we have two types of cells, neurons and neuroglia cells. Neurons are the main cells, while neuroglia cells are the supporting cells. Neurons are responsible for transmitting nerve impulses. Think of them as the electrical wires of our body, carrying messages from our brain to our muscles, allowing us to blink, jump, and even solve complex math problems. On the other hand, neuroglia cells are the unsung heroes. They provide support, protection, and nourishment to neurons, making sure they can do their job effectively. Now, let's move on to the level of organization. The first level of organization is cellular levels. Each cell has its own specific job, whether it's a muscle cell, a nerve cell, or even a blood cell. Next, we have tissue levels. Tissues are like teams of cells with a common goal. They have different types, such as epithelial, connective, muscular, and nervous tissues. Moving on to the next level, tissue systems. We have the digestive system, respiratory system, circulatory system, and many more. They all work together to keep our body running smoothly. Now, let's talk about organs. Just like how a heart pumps blood or how the brain controls our every move, organs are made up of different types of tissues working together to perform specific functions. Organs team up to form organ systems. We have the respiratory system, nervous system, and so on. And finally, we have the organism. That's us. We are a complete living being, composed of cells, tissues, organs, and organ systems. And with those final words, we conclude this lesson. For additional information on this lesson, please look at the content below the video in the online course. To get a list of the important questions and their answers for this lesson, please refer to the guidebook by our publications provided to you with this course for free. It shows you a list of all the questions that have the highest chance of coming in your next exams based on research carried out on previous year question papers. All the best, and I will see you in the next lesson.